What's up, guys? And as you can see, this is a preview stream for Notre Dame FSU. And I'm really pumped. And actually, pumped doesn't even begin to describe how I am right now. I'm off the walls energetic, is a little bit better of a way to describe it. But again, I do this every time, no matter what it is. Never fails. I'm wearing headphones for some reason. But welcome to the stream. And honestly, it's exciting because this is the first this is the first real football game for the Fighting Irish, and finally, time we get to see how they perform. There's been a lot of disappointment, I guess you could say, over the last couple of days in college football. So we'll get into that first, quick of a kind of around the league kind of look, and then we'll get into the matchup at hand. I'm gonna try to carry this to 7:30, so we'll see how that goes. And if at any point during the stream a Michigan fan starts playing the Michigan fight song outside my door, I'm sorry for the interruption. I can't control it. I'm not the one doing it. So I might do a quick mute for a couple seconds and just turn on my speaker and blast the Notre Dame fight song back. Because that's how it is around here. But it wouldn't be a stream without some kind of interruption or some kind of difficulty. I mean, it happens every time, whether it's my mic, my computer, or an external source. But I may as well pull up around the league. There's some matchups I'm going to skim over and kind of quickly talk about. Others I'm going to go a little bit more in depth, especially some of the games I watched, because I know more of what happened too. Like, for example, the Minnesota game, which I'll get to. I really was hoping Minnesota would win. I will never say Michigan. I want Michigan to win ever, but I was hoping Minnesota would win. That didn't happen, and Ibrahim went down. Can you hear the excitement in my voice from that? But anyways, I know there's a bunch. I know there's probably there's at least a couple streams at some point today. So not expecting to get many people, but I'm just checking when kickoff's on. I'm trying to find it, because if kickoff's on early, I may just leave it on my screen silent, because I've got multiple screens here. But I'm going to try to find that now. I was going to say I can find it at some point. But looking at the games that have occurred over the past few days, I was going to say, where can I find it? ESPN's an annoying app to try to find stuff on sometimes. But so we let off the week with, it was week 0 with Nebraska, Illinois, UConn, Fresno State, Hawaii, UCLA, UTEP, New Mexico State, and Southern Utah's San Jose State. I talked about those games in the Golden Dome podcast, so go check that out. And I forgot to mention, I'm glad I just thought of this. This is the Golden Dome podcast, basically. It's sponsored by the Golden Dome. This will take the spot of it this week. So there will be no official Golden Dome, but this will kind of take its spot, because we're going to cover a lot of the same stuff that I normally would in a Golden Dome. This I'm doing just purely because the dates line up on both, and I figured, why not stream instead of record? And that helped my schedule a little bit, because I've been packed full with stuff behind the scenes for the channel, some of which will be coming out during the game. But yeah, it is not on for me, apparently. I was going to say, I'm going to have to figure that one out. I can probably get it somewhere else. But anyways, UAB versus Jayville State was the leadoff game for the official week 1. Well, unofficial week 1, because a lot of people classify the games that were last Saturday the week 0 games. So let off with that game. UAB just showed up. Jayville State did what kind of was expected and didn't put up any points. 31-0. And then Thursday you had Coastal versus Citadel. That went about as well as it could have gone for Coastal. It was a good first week for them, and that's basically their tune-up game to start off the season, I'm pretty sure. Then there was Boise State UCF, and this is when I go into a little bit more analytically and everything. I want to pull up. I was gonna say I want to see the the quarter by quarter stats. That's not letting me, but oh, there we go. So once they hit halftime, it was 24-14 UCF. I know UCF started scoring late. And then UCF just said, you know what, we're going to come back, and scored 22 in the rest of the game to Boise State 7. They shut them down. And at one point, Boise got gotten for a safety. That's not something I expected. I was like, I get it from like the Syracuse game when Ohio got the safety, but really, Boise State, of all teams, got a safety this week. But yeah, that game was a very close game in the second half, or at least it ended up being. I caught bits and parts of it. I didn't see the full game, but I was really hoping Boise State would win that game. Then you had Western Illinois Ball State, 31-21. Kind of a close game. Buffalo had basically their tune-up game against Wagner, 69-7. That one was over before it began. There's a couple games that were like that. Utah, in Utah fashion, beat Weber State 17-40. Although I still don't think Utah should be ranked. They're definitely going to move up this week. Whether that's by one spot or none, they're still going to move up. USF got destroyed by NC State. Appalachian State beat East Carolina. The score of the USF game was 0-45 to NC State, and the score of the East Carolina Appalachian State game was 19-33 App State. Then you had UC Davis versus Tulsa, 1917 UC Davis. I suspect that was probably at least a decently good game. Ohio State, Minnesota. This game, I mean this game, dude. I was watching this, and I think I missed the first quarter. But watching the rest of the game, if Minnesota's defense hadn't shattered, and if Minnesota's offense could have kept rolling with Tanner Morgan for at least one more score, it could have been a way different game. And then Inbraham for Minnesota, their running back, went down. I think he's a senior, so they lost him to what looked to be an Achilles injury, not confirmed. And it looks like for the season. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. I almost went to put my headphones on again. I don't have anything playing in them. I don't know what I expect. But yeah, this game, Stroud turned it around in the second half. I don't know. I was hoping they wouldn't. I'm going to skim over a couple matchups. Of course. Hold on. 1 second. All right, so I should be good now, hopefully. But if you can't hear it, somebody's playing Michigan music out in the living room, and I'm about to start reminding them of some of Michigan's mistakes and bad games if he doesn't stop. But in all seriousness, I'm just gonna skim some of the games over them because they're games that really had no importance. But Arizona State, ranked 25, destroyed Southern Utah 41-14. North Carolina didn't show up against Virginia Tech as Sam Howell throws 3 picks, 17-10. And of course, we're playing music again. Hold on. All right, I think I'm good. But so, if you can't hear, yeah, there's Michigan music in the back. I can't control it. But anyways, yeah, Sam Howell did not show up to this game through 3 picks, and ultimately was 17 of 32. And apparently somebody else threw a attempt too, because there's 33 attempts. He had 208 yards, and the running attack was kind of absent. Not many other very important matchups that night either. Michigan State did beat Northwestern 38-21. And then Oklahoma almost lost to Tulane 40-35. I would have loved Oklahoma to lose because that drops them a little bit. Then Penn State beat Wisconsin 16-10. That helps a little bit if we lose to Wisconsin. But it could be Penn State sneakily good, which I have to worry about. Michigan beat Western Michigan 47-14, sadly. I say that as a Notre Dame fan. K-State or Kansas State beats Stanford 24-7, so they've regressed even more, which is kind of sad. Army beat Georgia State 43-10. Nebraska gets their first win, beating Fordham 7-52. Oregon State won 31-20, or Oregon won 31-24 over Fresno State. The ranked Oregon, number 11, almost lost to Fresno State. That's kind of sad. Alabama beat Miami, sadly, 44-13. That's going to drop Miami a good amount. Cincinnati won over Miami, Ohio, 49-14. So not a good day for the Miamis. Indiana lost 6-34 to ranked Iowa. Both are ranked, actually. So that's going to drop Indiana a good amount. Maryland beat West Virginia 30-24. I really thought West Virginia was going to win that. Mississippi State Louisiana Tech game came down to 1 point, 34-35. Iowa State won 16-10 over Northern Iowa. That could hurt them in the future rankings slightly. And then Texas knocked Louisiana Lafayette back to their rightful place outside the top 25, 38-18. USC sadly won against San Jose State 30-7. And Syracuse beat Ohio 29-9. Yeah, I think that's pretty much well, nope. I was going to say that's the last of the notable games, but I forgot about Clemson and Georgia. Georgia beat Clemson 10-3. And they proved that if you blitz a couple linebackers and you bring your front four and you put a lot of pressure, DJ struggles, to say the least. Florida won 35-14 over FAU. Illinois lost to UTSA 37-30. Yeah, that's kind of funny, to be honest. A&M beat Kent State 41-10. Washington lost to Montana 7-13. knocks them out of the top 25. And BYU beat Arizona 24-16. Yeah, that's the only notable. And then we've got our game tonight and then Louisiana Ole Miss tomorrow. All right, let's get to some Notre Dame talk because I'm excited. I was thinking, do I play my hype video midway through? But that's just like, hey, look, I have a hype video that I made a while ago, and here it is because I'm getting more hyped off it. Nobody else probably will, but I will. But anyways, Notre Dame, Florida State is definitely going to come down to the receivers tonight because looking at what's probably going to be the depth chart. Now, this is based off a very good guesstimate, I'd say. But, I mean, Cohen's starting. You may see a little bit of Pine depending on how the game goes. And obviously your first three running backs are going to be Kyron, Tyree, and Sebo. You could see a little bit of Sebo. I'm hoping to see somewhat of Sebo because it gives him a little bit of time that he deserves. Your receivers are probably going to be Kevin Austin Jr., Braden Lenzy, and Avery Davis, all three fourth and fifth years. And then probably at least a little bit of Joe Wilkins Jr., Lawrence Keys III, and Lorenzo Styles Jr. As long as Keys isn't taking kicks or punts, I'm excited for this game. If he is, I'm guessing at least 3 muffed punts over under, or 3 muffed kicks over under. Calling it right now. I know Tyree's going to be taking kickoffs. He may be taking. No, they might have Salerno apparently taking punts and Chris taking kicks. I'd like that. Maris Luafu is injured out for the year, so it looks like lining up in his spot's probably going to be JT Bertrand on defense. But I'll talk about that later. Tight end is obviously going to be Michael Mayer getting a majority of the snaps, but they like to give a little bit of time to a lot of tight ends. So you may see a little bit of George Takacs and Kevin Bauman, maybe. I want to see a little bit of Bauman. And then your offensive line is going to be it looks like Josh Lugg at right tackle, Kane Madden at right guard, the grad transfer from Marshall. Jarrett Patterson's coming back at safety, starting back at center. Zeke Corral moves back to guard, starting at left guard. And then Blake Fisher, the true freshman, at left tackle. I'm excited to see Blake Fisher. And then Rico Spindler, I'm just noting this, is the true freshman as the backup guard to Zeke Corral on the left side of the line. And then on defense, your starters are going to be Myron Tagovailoa-Amosa, Kurt Heinisch, and Jason Ademiola. And then you're at least going to see a little bit of jumping 3-4-4-3 probably. May see a little bit of Osafo Mensah across the third and Mills, the backup defensive end, nose tackle, and DT. Viper, going to see a lot of Isaiah Foskey, maybe a little bit of Justin Ademiola, Jason's brother. Will, Mike, and Rover. Starters are Bertrand, Drew White, Jack Kaiser. And then expect to see a little bit of Shane Simon, Bo Bauer, and Isaiah Pryor. Cam Hart starting at corner alongside Clarence Lewis, with Brian Kelly's very high on Ramon Henderson from what I've heard, and Tariq Bracy is going to see some time. And then at safety, you're obviously going to have Kyle Hamilton starting for probably his last year. And then Houston Griffith is taking his spot alongside him, with KJ Wallace and DJ Brown backing them up. You're probably not going to see much, if at all, of them. But I'm just noting that Houston Griffith and KJ Wallace are fighting for that spot. And you may see them change a couple times a little bit. Obviously, Bramblett your punter and Dewar's your kicker. And it's going to be interesting. But I want to see these linebackers. They did so well last year. I want to see what they can do. And I also kind of want to see what's Jack Cohen going to do. Because they spoke a lot about his consistency, a lot about his accuracy. He's not book where he scrambles, so he's going to stay in the pocket a lot more. But I'm hearing a lot of confidence that even though you're switching quarterbacks to one that's not mobile, that this scheme should fit him at least mostly well. And I want to see that. I want to see that from Jack Cohen right now. And then the receivers got to step up and show that they shouldn't be slept on. Mayer, obviously one of the best tight ends in the country. It's going to stay that way. And then Kyren Williams and Chris Tyree are one of the greatest duos in the league right now. They're obviously going to show that. They're going to do what they do day in and day out, and that's just take over the field. So this will be interesting. I'm hoping we don't come out of the gates slow. It's something we've done it's something we did previous. We did it last year, so I'm hoping we don't do it this year. I'm hoping this year is a year of we don't start off slow and we show up ready to play and we can take out Florida State. My only problem is, starting out the gate slow. That's the real worry. That and winning in the trenches. If you can win in the trenches, you're set, mostly. If you can win in the trenches on the offensive side, you're set, because that's all you need for a guy like Kyren or a guy like Tyree, because they'll break off a couple good runs on you if you can win the trenches, or if you can lose the trenches on the defensive side. They've done it before. I mean, look at what Kyren's done against top teams. Look at what Tyree's done against some good teams. But anyways, I was going to carry this till game time, but I think I'm just going to carry this for half an hour because not seeing much activity from the chat, and I was going to carry this like a podcast, and I kind of am, but I was in a rush because, from editing everything, I thought hour would be plenty time, and it's way more time than I thought it would be to get done. So, and I think what's up, Bobby? How you doing? How's your day going? But I'm really I think I'll just cut this at either half an hour 45 and then just start rolling with, I'm thinking I'm going to do some behind the scenes editing because I got stuff dropping during the first quarter, and then I'll have something drop during the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. And no, they're not the best. They're something I wanted to drop, and then I'll figure out something next week for the rest. But it'll be interesting because I want to get those edited and done beforehand so I can drop those. And then I'm also working on one or two other things behind the scenes that I want ready for the videos. But that's another thing. I can get that done, I'm pretty sure. But this game's going to be interesting. I'm excited. And I think this could be the game that early on sets up what Notre Dame's going to look like. It's good that you're doing good. I'm doing okay. Today's been better than most, so I've been getting a lot done today. Today's been a day of just rushing. From traditions of starting the season to just doing a lot of editing and stuff. It's been a long day, but no better way to end it than end it with some Notre Dame football, and that's the fun part. I just really want to see tonight what this team can do in a new season, losing the guys that we lost, and I'm excited. I really am. But I was gonna say, what else? I had something else I want to cover, but because I am kind of running this like a podcast because this is taking the spot of the Golden Dome this week. So I think I was gonna say, do I have any press conference notes and everything? Because if I do, I might as well go through it. No, not really. But I was gonna say I want to see what I do have in my baseline folder so I can talk about it if I need to, because I don't want to get to it next week and then be like, oh yeah, next week we're talking about this again. But all right, man, I should be I may be streaming late then, I may not, I don't know, but I'll see you then. Oh, during the week it was the anniversary of the upset of Appalachian State over Michigan, which I like to remind Michigan fans about every once in a while, just because, you may as well remember. Anyways, it'll be fun. This is going to be a very interesting game. I'm hoping to see a lot of linebackers, a little bit of Tariq Bracy tonight. a lot of Clarence Lewis. I want to see how he's developed. I want to see a little bit of Henderson and why Brian Kelly's giving him a lot of praise. And ultimately, I just think I want to see Jack Cohen in this offense and the receivers and how they do. Because I have a lot of faith in Braden Lenzy. I've been someone who's been big on him since forever. And honestly, I'm hoping he can have a breakout year because I want to see him excel in the NFL. I think he can do that. I think he's built to do that. I want to see it here. I want to see him do what I know he can do here. Is he going to do it? I don't know. I can't tell you that. Tonight's going to kind of show you a little bit of what he may be able to do. And it's going to be the big key that tonight's the receivers. What are they going to be able to do? But yeah, I think I'm going to cut it here. I'm just going to cut it short. I may be around the Eagles community in a stream or two tonight if there is any. So watch out for those because if you're in any of those, I might drop in. But anyways, watch out for the stuff dropping during the game, and I will see you guys later.